Greetings and welcome to the energy of Leo. The fifth house is open. Please take only what you will. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. I do welcome you to the channel's contents. Thank you for your likes or dislikes and subscribes and whatnot. I do humbly accept anything in terms of that and totally grateful for that. So today we shall be channeling the energy of the fifth house. Okay. The fifth house is a very creative house. It is considered to be, um, well, one of the houses that is the gateway to a type of enlightenment. Okay. This comes through the archetype of the child. Okay. The children. Which has to do with progeny, has to do with creation and sustaining essentially an evolutionary curve, becoming a leader in a very fixed role or position. Lots of creative energy within this, okay? Um, and it also has to do with knowledge bases, knowledge systems. So today we shall be doing a 9-card spread known as the Great Mirror. Now, the Great Mirror is a tool devised by the Order of the Twin Sun in order to see apparent karmas that exist for particularly the fifth house and Leo energy, okay, for this reading. So we'll go ahead and begin now. Pardon. Okay. Okay, interesting. Nouvelle connaissance, pleo, ashram, critique, surprise, and justice. Justice. Expedition, homonplace, and jugement. Femme blanc, dissension. Should be 11. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Mm. Okay. So there's a way of approaching truth, especially truth that is buried within the ground, that can be unearthed if you were to take a position of right speech as well as Dharma. Okay, Dharma. This has to do with the path as well as coming from and moving towards. Coming from a place of fear and moving towards a place of solidarity. Okay, this has to do with places of work, moving towards places of work or social structures, family relationships, commitments, contracts. Okay, and coming into a type of structure. Okay, this is by doing the right thing, saying the right thing, and approaching things within order. Okay, a type of order. This will bring essentially for the energy of Leo, the Four of Cups, okay, which has to do with what exactly? It has to do with coming into a way of understanding your place, your structure, without it having be being eroded in any sort of way. So the waters of erosion may chip at a structure, something that is man-made, that is a building, um, through time with erosion. Okay, so the idea is to maintain the roads that sustain the outline of the structure. Okay, that's the esoteric sort of takeaway. But I see here a very good movement towards toppling over systems of fear by becoming a leader on the path of Dharma. Okay, the path of fire, the path of light bringing, and it's very positive. So when it comes to this situation, whomever you're dealing with, there's a question here of force, how to say or do the right things, how to not be, um, how to conquer, especially lower vibrations, lower energies, okay, base energies. This is a good thing because I think within this connection, whatever you have here with someone else, there is a type of devotion, a devotion to the truth as well. There is a critical mind that Leo inhabits. Okay, when dealing with especially the difference of 8 and 10, Two of Swords, trying to find balance, especially with the current new moon sequence in Virgo. Okay, there's a need to essentially become a curator or a curator of your mind, curator of your thoughts. Be careful of any sort of psychological blocks that may be designed to instinctually or in a behavioralistic way um, protect you from despondent or perhaps imbalanced people when it comes to their minds, meaning that you are protected from psychical attacks at this point in time. Not to say that they are the source of it, but there is a lot of pain that emanates from whomever you're dealing with. This has to do with overcycles of the mind, um, the illusion of truth. Also, there's something about what they have within their own structure of their mind that is stable, yet it's trying to playfully sort of interact in a Two of Swords kind of way, okay? Which is very distant, it's very objective, but it's also subject to emotional whims, okay? So maintain your ground, maintain your critical perspective as your higher mind is actually activated at this point in time, okay? The period of this reading, whatever or however long it is. But I think the challenge is to be within your own element. Okay, we have here La Force, and it's very interesting that this strength card is pointing to Aquarius. Okay, now the axis of fixity is here. There also is the movement of creative impulses, the inner beast, the primal energies within the lion's gate, essentially making itself known, but then being able to be Aquarian in nature, detached, objective, elevated in some respect. Okay, and this gives you a sense of forcefulness. Okay, so a lot of your thoughts when it comes to this connection may either be the stepping stone or the barrier to manifesting bridges with this energy, whomever or whatever they are. There is also a question of authority or sovereignty that is very important to you. There's a need for a way to cure, or perhaps to purify, essentially thoughts as well as thoughts that come into action when it comes to this connection. Okay, in this respect, the axis of fixity is strong, but there also is this cardinal energy with Sagittarius, as well as Libra being here with La Justas. So there is within this connection a very strong impulse that goes very deeply down inside into the soul's sort of um, more passive capacities to be very judgmental, to be very critical, okay, to also have a force or a power over this energy that is based on the ninth and the 11th houses. What does that mean? Well, the ninth and the 11th houses, they surround the 10th house, okay, which has to do with karma. 10th house is karma. It's where the karmic backlog is. It also is what you externalize and play with in terms of the magician's energy within the realm of Maya, how to bring forward and manipulate the external world in order to gain your power or your force, okay? So there's a lot of magical, this is a magical connection on a very deep and profound level, activating the ninth and the 11th houses, okay? Ninth house is the house of philosophy, of books, of ways in thinking in an archaic way. 11th house is more futuristic. Okay, so perhaps there's something about your futuristic visions when it comes to this, in which there's a need to purge or perhaps cure your harvest in order to see what you can gain from said connection. Ninth house is also about uh, bhakti, okay, which is devotion, and dharma, okay, which is right doing, the right way of operating within said connection. I think most of all, there's an element of surprise that you would like to have when it comes to this connection. What you're trying to manifest is a type of communication that is structured, that is focused, and no longer is there a need for crisis. Okay, what can you take away from this? When we saw the rod sequence, there was something here. Yes, 7 of rods. So it would be the 5 of rods. There's something to build here. Could be some sort of rite of passage. This connection being a type of rite of passage, meaning that you pass through it ritualistically in order to gain some sense of authority. Okay, I'm not going to judge. There also is something about this person that they think about their own place within this very much, to the point of exhaustion. But at the same time, you guys are equal matches. There's something about the sword of justice and the sword of truth that come out of this on a very deep level. Okay, the 6 and the 3 turn into a 9 as well. There's a mirror here of extremity, extreme justice. Okay, so this could be a very karmic sort of pattern that both of you play out. Okay, that have to do with cycles of the mind, sort of being caught at like a crisis point, but no longer do you want to be caught there. I think you're gaining your power back in terms of that, whatever that means. But at the same time, there's something about them that want to connoisseur, or that want to have a new type of connaissance with this nouvelle connaissance, okay, which is the 4 of Cups in reverse. Okay, with this, there's something about both of you, because that came up with the 4 of Cups here as well, here, the progression. The 4 of Cups is sort of a Buddha posture. It's the Siddhi, which is the evolution of a high way of being. Okay, Meaning that if lower conditional forms of transactions through empathy or emotions, trying to value love or put a price tag on love is there, that is being sort of recalibrated, okay? That is through siddhi, through the act of emulating or imitating the Buddha, okay? There's something about it that it's like a new wave that is coming out of them, okay? A new way of sort of partaking without losing the image of detachment, okay? Whatever that means. So there's a pensiveness about them, very intense sort of energy emerges out of them. We have here the 7 and the 4, okay? Which makes a difference of either 3 or the ace. So 3 or the ace. There's something here about love that needs to be expressed, whatever it is. The problem is that they're high strung on their thoughts to the point of exhaustion, and they find that they come to the same conclusion, the same conclusive truth that is fundamentally linked to a type of thinking that matches your own with the two swords of truth here that crosses. Sagittarius here and Aquarius here. Okay, Sagittarius and Aquarius, they somewhat intermingle, but Sagittarius is more flexible than that, and there also is the triplicity of air from the 7th to the 11th houses. Okay, that that sort of make an arc here. And this person is very high and mighty on their emotional intelligence, especially, and their ability to perhaps manipulate uh, some some things in a very masterful way. They're a master of that, whatever that means. Um, so what emerges out of this? Here's the Three of Cups in reverse. Because of all the mental extremity, because of perhaps the dogma or the religiosity or perhaps fanaticism of mind that operates on the soul level, it's very difficult to have this. What emerges out of it is the Two of Swords that has been showing up. Two of Swords is a very detached sign, a very detached, sign or sort of representation of this connection. Um, it inhabits the archetype of the logistic, the logician, okay, which is someone who can calculate. They may be motivated by intuitions, but the truths constantly cross, meaning they cancel out. There's a riposte or a negation of all of that, which is a good thing potentially. But there's a blind element that is tied to that kind of justice that I think is um, can be good or bad. There's a lot of like passive qualities to that energy, lots of Libra energy in this type of relationship, okay, which is self-sacrificing for the other, okay, constantly, to the point of perhaps mutual degradation, okay, of the mind. But I think you are the stronger of the two. You have more major arcana going on for you. Also, on a conscious level, there is judgment in reverse, meaning that judgment is not. It's based on a type of lunacy or perhaps a type of chaos disorder. Okay, so it's very hard to have this kind of judgment, clear mind, clear practicality. It's in reverse. Okay, meaning that the herald is upside down. It's a fallen angel. Excuse me, which has to do with what essentially disorder, mostly chaos, the realm of chaos. Okay, so the mind has to be quiet. Um, and there is a type of balance that can be had when communicating about this, the deep level of connection, okay, that is here. One side trying to hold back shadows, the other side trying to hold back intense emotions. Okay, what is the resulting outcome? Okay, within the mirror, I'm seeing here that there is a need to make a voyage or an expedition, but but both of you are bringing about the energy of the Homunculus, okay, which is the King of Cups in reverse. With the King of Cups in reverse being here, there is a need to essentially become still, but also there's an unconditional conditionality, okay, so meaning that there's there's a skewed perception or delusional realm of of the way things are offered in terms of transactions of love or creativity, and it's based on conditions that are unconditional, that are conditional. So it's very difficult to discern that, meaning that the communication of one and the devotion of another, when they intermingle, there is a sort of gray area that is hard to discern. So it's hard to find essentially uh, a smooth, emotional, empathic connection here. That's what I see. Both of you are bringing this about um, in order to deal with frustration. Okay. But ultimately, and here's the takeaway, I think that there is a great deal of sadness that encompasses this because of the intellectualization, the, um, the overthinking of such a type of connection. Okay. It doesn't mean that there are no emotions or love there. It just means that, from what I'm seeing, there is a need to depart. And through distance, through expedition, what is missing can be seen. It's through absence, okay, that things will be known, okay. Um, yeah, that is what I see for this reading. I hope that has helped. If it hasn't resonated, I'm glad that it hasn't. I do appreciate your support of the content. If you would like a private reading, I am available. Otherwise, thank you. Bye bye.